Welcome back to The Rush. I'm Sean Bennett.
And I'm Hannah Duncan. This week we bring you football against SHG, volleyball against Springfield, and cross-country results from the Jacksonville Invite. With golf, soccer against SHG and Springfield, tennis, and swimming results, The Rush is full of coverage of your Glenwood sports this week. Let's get started.
Last week, the Titans football team took on the big rivals, the SHG Cyclone, in a game that started out well for Glenwood. Let's take a look at these highlights right now. As I said, two big CS8 rivalry teams. Well, pretty much the Cyclones and the Titans are a huge rivalry. The big red and white Glenwood Titans against the not green and gold, but the black and gold Cyclone. Both teams very excited and anxious to head up in this matchup as both teams are waving their American flags, waving both their team flags. All right, let's get into it. Gabe Green, his first drive, he hands off, does a little pitch off to his receiver as he trucks his way through one and puts it past the Titans as he couldn't, Cameron Corner couldn't be able to get him down as the Cyclones put up their first 6 points.
You'll see some Titans action here, though, as the star Josh Talley will be able to roll out to his right and score the Titans their first points. Very close to the camera, as you can see there, too. Next, Layton will throw a long ball down the field to Andrew Morrow as he gets some huge coverage down the field, and he will put the Titans in the lead against SHG.
That was a big offense key play by Josh Shelley and Andrew Morrow. They had the lead at that point, Hannah. So let's see if the defense can handle this. Gabe Green, a little fake, but he rolls out and is able to get some huge yardage a little close to the camera. Again, let's hope no one gets hurt there. Big Gabe Green again as he has his own pride as he will get in for the Sykes touchdown. That'll be his first of the night as the Titans try to stop them again.
A little more quarterback action as you see Gabe Green there, but from our side, as Zach Layton tries to find his receiver, but it's picked off and then is taken all the way back for a Cyclone pick six. As it's off the camera a little bit, but you get the point. Gabe Green again here with the run through the gut as he scores his second touchdown of the night for the Cyclones as they just run away with it late in the game.
Big number 6, he had a pretty big night. He'll be on primetime performer definitely for Channel 1450. Rourke not too happy with his Titans defense, and he wouldn't be too happy with his Titans offense as well as his quarterback Zach Layton blocked off, but it's picked. That's his second pick of the night. He wasn't doing too hot, but he had 14 points for the night. He threw 2 touchdowns. Well, Josh Shelley had a touchdown, and he threw one long ball down to Andrew Morrow. They had the lead for a while, but unfortunately, SHG Glenwood has not won in 15 years against the Cyclones as they cap it off 63-14. Tally with 1 touchdown, 68 yards, and Gabe Green 16 for 21 and 372 yards on the night. The team looks to rebound from last week's loss tonight when they faced the Senators at Springfield.
The Lady Titans volleyball team played SHG as well last Tuesday, another big rivalry. They competed in the Triad tournament last weekend, and they played Springfield this Tuesday night. Let's dig into the results. See what I did there, Sean?
That was good. That was good.
Volleyball terminology. SHG starting off won 2 games to 1. Adeni with 5 blocks and Long with 18 assists. Next for the Triad tournament, Glenwood would beat Triad 2 games to 1. Adeni with 2 blocks again, and Sadie Stone with 9 kills. Last against Springfield, Springfield would beat Glenwood 2 games to 1. Long with 12 assists and Sadie Stone with 8 kills again. The Lady Titans will head to Decatur Eisenhower on Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
You know, Sadie Stone got many kills. You just killed that right there, Hannah. This past Saturday, the boys and girls cross-country teams ran at the Jacksonville Invite. Let's check out the results right now as we run into these results. Jacksonville cross-country boys, Skelly with 15-15, Rogers 16-24, John Durr with 15-54, Cap 16-35, and we see Carnduff at 16-35 and Thornton at 7th with a time of 17-0. The team has a meet tomorrow running at the West Aurora Invite.
It's time for our first commercial break of the show. When we come back, we'll bring you golf and soccer along with tennis and swimming results. Stay right there.
Fat Willie's in Chatham is a great family restaurant that supplies a wonderful dining experience. We offer outstanding fried chicken and over-the-top Walleye pizza. With quality products at affordable prices, Fat Willie's is the way to go. Open Monday through Saturday, 12 a.m. to midnight. Call us today at 217-483-6969.
Aaron, you're all set.
Great, thanks.
Mike, thanks for doing that discount double check. You saved us hundreds.
What was that?
The discount double check? It's when we comb through your policies to make sure that you're getting all the discounts you deserve.
No, I get that part, but you guys are doing my move.
The discount double check move?
It's my touchdown dance.
So you're a dancer?
No, I'm a quarterback.
Oh, quarterback.
More.
I'm a robot. Get out of here.
Get to a better state, State Farm.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Kids, the breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
Welcome back to The Rush. The girls' golf team played at Piper Glen on Monday. It was a very windy day on the course, so let's go ahead and see how the girls fared. Another wordplay there, Hannah. Good job, good job. Auburn did not bring a full team, so the match itself wouldn't count, but it was good practice for the girls who would be headed to regionals on Tuesday.
Starting off with junior Allie Marshall there, she tees off from a par 4 hole 6, and she had a really good day overall. As you can tell, it's very windy, and the wind didn't hurt her though, as she puts it in for a final score of 49. A great performance by her that day.
Her teammate, we saw her last week, or 2 weeks ago, Ariel Telger, also junior, chips onto the green on par 4 hole 5. It goes long past the hole though to the edge of the green. She is able to tap it in there for a final score of 51.
All smiles there, as she's pretty proud of herself. And next on hole 9, junior Brooke Metzger hits it as it makes it onto the green, but it goes just wide right past the hole.
Metzger goes for the shot putt as she finishes with a 47. Very good day for her also as she led the girls.
Lots of juniors on the team. We're seeing all juniors in this highlight as Caitlin Brown next misses the putt so close on that, but that was her first try. And she had a rough day with lots of hits like that as she taps it in. But she will redeem herself though with a long putt on hole 8, as we're about to see here. Long, it's going, and it will make it in the hole. That goes in for a final score of 63. She's very pumped with that putt, and especially it's even better when she realizes that we got it on camera.
Hey, there we go. Glenwood would total 197 as a team. Brooke Metzger led the team with a 47. Allie Marshall and Megan Hobby were right behind her with a score of 49 and 150. Or a 50. On Wednesday, the girls qualified as a team for sectionals with a third-place team score of 381. The top three of 9 schools advanced sectionals will be this Saturday at the University of Illinois in Champaign. The boys' golf traveled to Mattoon for regionals on Tuesday. Let's check out the results right now. It said the boys, as we see Garrett Brennan with 80, Carter Wilkie with 83, Eli Day 84, Ben Trask 87, and Brendan Barnhart for 88. The boys team has sectionals this Monday at Acorns Golf Lakes and Waterloo.
The boys soccer team played a big game against rival SHG Cyclones last Tuesday, and they had another tough matchup against Springfield for senior night in their last home game of the regular season on Tuesday. Let's go ahead and look at the highlights for those. Starting off with SHG, always big rivals for every sport for Glenwood against the Cyclones as we see there. First, Zach Mizera, goalkeeper for the Titans, has a great save here, and he'll just keep having more and more of those on this game. Next, he'll go airborne, as you see here, to stop that one and to make another beautiful save in his second of the game. And his performance has really helped the team. Even though he's a junior, he's really stepped up.
Definitely crazy action by him. Some Cyclones action as Eli Hopkins has a big shot, but it goes a little too high. Good effort by Zach Lazera as well. Devin Copton gets first blood here as he puts it off his head and goes past the goalkeeper to put the Titans up on the board.
Great defensive save by Nick Metzger there, and Mizera lays his hands out to make another nice save there, and the defense really stepped up in this game. Blake Danahold's shot next finds its way in after being deflected by the goalie.
A Cyclone here will get tripped up. Well, Danahold very excited there as you see first, but a Cyclone will get tripped up by a very risky defensive play. And he will get a penalty kick. It goes past Zach Mazira, and the Titans keep on trucking him.
Yes.
Seth Fink with a beautiful finish shot. Sorry there, and it will put Titans up against their rivals, 3-1.
Yeah, Glenwood came away with this one in a 3-1 victory. Seth Fink and Blake Danahold both with 1 goal. Now let's take a look at the Springfield game in senior night. This was a CS8 matchup against the Springfield Senators. Glenwood had a 10-5 record and 5-2 in the CS8. You'll see the seniors and the starting lineup here. Sure, there were lots of feelings going into this game as it was senior night in the last home game of the season. Starting off, Springfield's Phillips dribbles and puts one around Clark to get an early lead for the Senators.
Nick Boland takes the free kick here. It ties the game up as 1, but the ball flies in the goal. He would be so happy. He said he lost his voice at the night. Long cross from Springfield and a shot off the volley saved by senior Alex Clark. As I said, senior night, he would be there for the day. And Clark's quick reflexes let him deflect this one from the goal.
Springfield tries from a range, but Clark is able to punch it away there. He had a great performance too. Seth Fink has a good chance at a goal here, but he couldn't slide it in as it goes wide left.
Springfield fires into side netting to get the lead. Unfortunately, it would go past Clark. Loose ball lands at the feet of Alex Pratt, who puts it in, tying the game at 2.
Glenwood's Devin Compton would try the volley from the corner, and Blake Danahold would score with 1 minute and 42 seconds left, but it wasn't quite enough for the Titans, as Springfield would come out on top in a close one, winning 4-3, Nick Boland and Alex Pratt both with 1 goal. Now, Zach Petermeyer, senior on the soccer team, joins us now. Thank you for coming on, Zach.
Thanks for having me.
So let's start off with SHG. Going against them, they're always big rivals. So what was it like going into that game?
It's always tough coming in against SHG. You always want to come out with a win, such big rivals. But come in, prepped hard in practice, and did everything we could, followed coach's game plan, and luckily came out with a W.
After that win, do you guys keep the momentum going as you go into the senior night?
We always wanted to keep the momentum going, so we knew Springfield was going to be really tough. Wanted to stay in the hunt for the conference championship, but Springfield is really tough going into the game. So,
what about after the game? What are your hopes as you near the end of the regular season?
End of the regular season, we still have a couple more conference games. We got Jacksonville next week along with Eisenhower, so we're going to do whatever we can to get those last couple conference wins.
For sure.
And what do you think are going to be the toughest challenges heading to the postseason, like in regionals?
Toughest challenges, we have a really tough regional. We'll have Jacksonville, Rochester, QND in there, so we'll have to go in there and prep really hard in practice and hope for the best.
And once the season's over, what do you think you're going to miss most as you're a senior?
I'm going to miss being with the guys every day after school at practice and just spending time with everybody. Just getting out there with the team.
Well, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
The team plays Normal Community tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. and Decatur Eisenhower on Tuesday as they near the end of the regular season, as we said.
On Tuesday, the girls' tennis team face Springfield. Let's serve up the results. Hannah, what's up with the puns today?
I was feeling punny.
The Springfield invite. Glenwood will finish in first. Springfield will finish in second. The singles final first will Odin 6-1, 6-2 as well. The doubles final first with Weekly and Cole. They finished 6-0, 6-0 on both of their matches. The girls head to the CS8 tournament hosted by Rochester this afternoon at 4 o'clock.
The girls' swim team competed against Lincoln and Springfield last Thursday. Let's see how they did. Glenwood would come out in second place with 111 points. Springfield on top, though, with 144, and Lincoln in third with 62. The team has a break until next Saturday when they will swim against SHG and O'Fallon at home at 1 p.m.
It's time for our last commercial break of the day. When we come back, we'll bring you the top 3 plays of the week with Mason Byers, along with the debate with our very own Zach Aleo and
Aleo.
I don't even know my own, and Paul Giganti. Stay tuned.
Well, Mr. Raji, we could save you hundreds by doing a discount double check.
Not you too, Raji. You're on my team. You know that's my move.
A discount double check?
No, it's my touchdown dance, man.
Here we go again. Sir, you're not even doing it right. Raji, drop it.
Show me what you got, Raji.
What is this?
Come on now. You said you were a dancer.
Where you going, buddy? Come on back.
Get to a better state. State Farm.
Call Steve Bedford in Chatham for personal service and discounts that you deserve.
Fat Willie's in Chatham is a great family restaurant that supplies a wonderful dining experience. We offer outstanding fried chicken and over-the-top Walleye pizza. With quality products at affordable prices, Fat Willie's is the way to go. Open Monday through Saturday, 12 a.m. to midnight. Call us today at 217-483-6969.
Kids, the breakfast is ready. Eat up. Your friend's gonna be here pretty soon.
I'll be there in a second.
Have a great day.
My friend's here, I'm leaving.
Be safe. Come home right after school.
All right, see ya.
Wow, your dads are really looking out for you.
That's not my dad. That's my family's financial advisor, Mr. Sullivan.
Sullivan Financial, looking out for your investments and your family.
Welcome back to The Rush. I'm Mason Byers here with the top 3 plays of Glenwood Sports this week. Let's jump right in. We're going to start off at the soccer game versus SHG, where Devin Compton hits it off his noggin for a long-range header goal to aid the Titans in their 3-1 victory over SHG. And at number 2, Nick Bolin puts in the free kick at the Springfield High School game, which was just great motivation for the team after Springfield had a quick goal at the very start. Bolin was quickly able to equalize to put the Titans back in it. And heading over to play number 1, we're going to move on to the football game, where Zach Layden fires it down the field to Andrew Morrow, who's able to run it in to put the Titans up in the game. And even though the Titans didn't win, it was just a beautiful touchdown by Glenwood. That's it for the top 3 plays of Glenwood Sports this week. Now it's over to the weekly debate with Hannah.
Thank you, Mason, for that. Now, Paul Giganti and Zach Aleo join me. They're our very own. Thanks for coming on, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're going to talk all baseball today, which I know that you guys both are big fans of. So to start off easy, Zach, you wore your Cubs gear. Cards versus Cubs. How would you pick, obviously, Zach?
I'd have to pick Cubs, obviously. It's a strong rivalry. But yeah, it's been happening for a long time, and I feel it brings people together, baseball, the Cubs and the Cards. But yeah, brought me and Paul together, so yeah.
So Paul, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, my thoughts, Hannah, is that I think from a non-biased standpoint, I would say that the Cardinals are superior to the Cubs. I mean, I just have to say that because the Cardinals, if you look at the players and everything, it just looks like the Cardinals overall are better. They have better pitching. Like this year was an example.
This year.
Yeah.
wait
For
till
this
next
year?
For this year. This year. Yeah.
See, I don't think there even is an argument here because Cubs haven't won a World Series in
There's
a
that,
long
Hannah.
time. And I mean, they can't win, unfortunately. They can't make it to the postseason, they can't win, and Cards are just better overall.
I'd have to disagree with you guys about that. The second half of the season for this year, for the 2014 season, the Cubs brought in a lot of their prospects. They brought in Javier Baez, Chris Bryant, and, well, not Chris Bryant, next year they will. Javier Baez and Jorge Soler. And that helped with Anthony Rizzo, and Starlin Castro create a strong team. I mean, next year when you have all the prospects up there, it's going to have a strong lineup. It's going to be the number 1, 2, and 3 first batters of the game. They're going to probably get on base a lot. I think during the offseason, the Cubs should probably pick up either like a really good pitcher like John Lester. That could strengthen their rotation. But overall, yeah, I think next year they'll have a good chance.
I'm pretty sure that's what Cubs fans say every year.
Every year, yes, we do, yeah.
Gosh. Well, I think that the Cardinals overall, they've always had an awesome season, I think, lately. Like, they've also had, like, these recruits that have been coming up lately that are just pretty amazing. Like, Oscar Taveras, he's come up, but, like, he hasn't really done much. But Randall Grichuk, he's proven himself for the Cardinals.
In the postseason, yes.
As a kid coming up, he's proven himself in postseason, but also in the second half of the season. He came in late in the second half, but he was still pretty good. I thought that our Cardinals offense was awesome when he was around, so I think that plenty of recruits are going to be coming in, and the Cardinals are going to be awesome.
I do have to say I respect anyone like you, Zach, who's stayed a Cubs fan for all these years after so many losses.
Thank you.
So, staying with that, when do you think the Cubs will finally win the World Series? Or if?
They will. And I think my prediction is either probably in 2 years. I think next year it'll be one of those transition years where the team will be there finally, the good team. But I think it'll be a year to work out all the kinks and stuff. And then the 2016 season, I think that will be the season. I think they'll have everybody there, the Cards will be lined up, and I think it'll be the year for the Cubs. So, yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Zach on that one because, I mean, it's going to take a while for the Cubs to go from what they had the last 2 seasons to what they're going to have next season. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a work of art once you see the Cubs in the next 2 years.
Do you think they'll make it to the postseason next year? Maybe not the World Series, but...
Maybe not the World Series, but I could see the postseason possibly. I don't know if it'll be the Central, if they claim the Central. It could be a wild card, but there's chances, you know. So I could possibly see them making the postseason next year.
So what's your prediction for this year's postseason?
Well, I think that this postseason, I think that the Royals, believe it or not, the Kansas City Royals, I believe that they will come out of nowhere and just come back to the World Series like they did in '85 and just take it all out. But I mean, I'm not saying that they're going to win the World Series, but I believe that they'll definitely be in the World Series this year. And for the NL side, I believe that the Cardinals will be a strong victor because of their pitching and offense together. Compared to the Giants, they only have offense to me. I don't really see their pitching really right now. So that's my pick, Cardinals and Royals.
I mean, Madison Bumgarner can be pretty good for the Giants.
Oh, yes. For a lefty, he is unbelievable. I mean, not compared to Kershaw. Kershaw's on a different level, I think, compared to Bumgarner. But Bumgarner's a serious deal. He's going to be a good lefty.
Would you put Bumgarner on the same level as Wainwright?
I don't know about that one because lefties, I think lefties have a specific advantage over right-handed pitchers because left-handed pitchers, it seems like they just have that mentality that's stronger than the right-handed pitchers to me. So I want to say Waino still. I still want to say Waino.
I have to say left-handed batters are pretty special too because Skip Schumacher, who's my favorite player and my friend too, he bats left-handed too. And of course, I think the Cardinals are going to win the postseason. I know I'm biased, but I think they they come forward, they surge forward really in pressure situations, and they've always done well in the postseason, and I think this is another year for a repeat for them. And who's the biggest underdog right now? Who you think could possibly make it?
Ooh, for me, I'd have to say the Royals. The wild card game, that was a pretty wild card game. I mean, they got lucky in that to me. I think the only reason why they won that was because of the batters and stuff. I don't think it was because of their manager. I think if you had to compare the Royals manager and the Orioles manager, I'd pick Buck Showalter over it. I think Buck has a better, strong approach to baseball with his home run crew, like Nelson Cruz and stuff, and he trusts his bullpen. I mean, you saw that in the deciding game of the ALDS. He put it all on the line with putting the tying run on base, and he got the double play. I mean, it worked out in the end. I think in the postseason, you need to take the risks, so I'd go with the Orioles over the Royals. But yeah, I do see the Royals as one of those underdog teams.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think one of my underdog teams that I'm picking is the San Francisco Giants because, I mean, they came into the season behind the Dodgers and Puig and those big-name guys, like, out there in Los Angeles, expecting that, like, it would be a very difficult division, and it was. The Dodgers ended up pulling it out in the NL West, but the Giants ended up catching up in the wild card, which was all right by me, but I mean, I didn't see them really getting past the Pirates or the Nationals. I thought the Nationals were going to be amazing this year, but they proved me wrong, apparently. So.
Well, you mentioned the Dodgers. So going back to the past series where the Cardinals beat the Dodgers in the series, Clayton Kershaw, who's a great pitcher, pitched the final game for the Dodgers that they lost to lose the series. He pitched after only 3 days of rest. So do you think that had a big effect on his performance?
Well, I think that, yes, he did. It was an effect. It affects a lot. Like, it affects every pitcher if you only have 3 days of rest. But, like, what's funny about Kershaw is that, like, during his game, he had it all going for him until, like, that late inning when he just threw that curveball, that one curveball that Matt Adams just teed off of in the last game of the NLDS, which pretty much boosted the Cardinals for the win, which was only Kershaw's one bad pitch, I think. So, yeah, I think that 3 days of rest, it's not that, it's like pretty tough on you. It's tough on your arm after you pitch so long and whatnot, so yeah. Yeah, I think Kershaw did all right for only having 3 days of rest, so yeah.
Yeah, I think Kershaw, I got more out of it as I expected. I didn't think he was going to do that long. I didn't even think the Dodgers were going to keep him in that long. I think that was their biggest mistake, though, keeping him in that long. I mean, I know their bullpen wasn't the greatest, but Kershaw was starting to wear down. He pitched a great game the whole time. He only gave up a few hits and stuff, but they left him in too long. I think Don should have taken him out and put him in with a fresh reliever or somebody. But I think he pitched great. I just don't think they should have left him in that long after pitching, just 3 days ago before.
Yeah. And last quick question, was it a smart decision to start him? Just quick.
Well, yes, I would say it was a smart decision because it was his ace. It's the NL Cy Young and possible MVP. I would send him out in a heartbeat, even if it was 3 days rest. So that's my answer right there.
Zach?
I'd send him out too. He's one of the best in the NL, obviously. So yeah, I'd choose him.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much for talking baseball with me.
Thank you.
That's it for this week's episode of The Rush. The football team plays Springfield tonight at 7. Boys soccer plays against Normal Community tomorrow morning with JV at 10 and varsity at 11:30. And the volleyball team plays Decatur Eisenhower on Tuesday at 7. Thanks for watching this episode of The Rush. See you next week.